check, get off this bus.
You should forget all that you believe to know about boot camp. This isn't the movies. This is 8 weeks of organized mayhem, gassed rooms, and a metamorphosis that alters people permanently. Let's get into it. Chapter 1. The First Step. San Antonio International Airport. This experience does not start at a military base, but at San Antonio International Airport. All future airmen, each and every recruit, gets off a plane into the Texas heat with no more than a handful of certainties and a one-way ticket to a new life. They visit the United Services Organization, or USO room first. This is no resting place, it is an information processing center. Check-ins are done here by military training instructors MT1s. They verify identification. They give the initial direct orders. And they give us one little moment of humanity, a little word home to make certain safe arrival. The duration of that phone call is in seconds, not minutes. Seconds, and time to speak a word and say, "I am here," before the door shuts behind them. There, the trainees are taken to Joint Base San Antonio-Lackland, Texas, using buses, the home of U.S. Air Force basic military training. This is all they have, their whole world, in the next 8 weeks. Chapter 2. The Gateway Finston Reception Center. The bus pulls up to the Finston Reception Center, known as the PRC. This is the official entrance point into the United States Air Force. Internally, employees make the initial vital products of training: a backpack, a water bottle, a study guide, and other simple equipment. It is no welcome package. This is equipment. And it marks the official beginning of Air Force basic military training. About 26,000 to 30,000 recruits graduate each year of the Joint Base San Antonio-Lackland. This is the only place that enlisted basic training can be found in both the U.S. Air Force and the U.S. Space Force. All the airmen and all the guardians walk through these doors. In the initial days, all the trainees have a regulation haircut. It is not a matter of style, it is all about homogenization and hygiene. Male trainees are obliged to have their hair short, clean, and tapered on the sides and back, and obtainable to maintain in compliance with official Air Force grooming standards. Trainees of female gender are allowed to grow longer hair, but should make sure that it is kept tidy and professional without interfering with equipment or uniforms. These haircuts are done by licensed civilian barbers on base. They are normally repeated after every 2 weeks to ensure the grooming standards. One of the initial lessons is that individuality is substituted with uniformity, and regularity is the principle of discipline. Chapter 3. The dormitory's life in the ATC. In the course of the basic military training, troops in training occupy dormitories that are designed to resemble the Airmen Training Complex, or ATC. These institutions are used as the hub of everyday living. This is where the trainees live, sleep and train with their squadron and flight. All dormitories have a day room where flight meetings, evening briefings, and discussions take place. Laundry rooms are also available nearby, and trainees can wash and dry uniforms during their time at BMT. The utility room holds cleaning tools that are used to clean the dorms. All the ATCs have a lectrine as well. Multiple toilets, sinks, and showers that are shared. Privacy is a luxury which is not present here. The bays in the recruit living area contain rows of beds and lockers. This is the area where trainees store the gear they are issued with and personal items. Uniforms. Letters from home. The little knickknacks they were permitted to carry. The living spaces should always be in an inspection order. This is not a choice. It is a standard that reinforces discipline and attention to detail. One sock out of place can translate to push-ups. A dusty shelf could translate to the whole flight bearing the brunt. The CQ, or charge of quarters, is the main command post of the dormitory. Members of staff in this case are accountable where recruits are required to sign in and out if they want to go out on an appointment or even out of the office. All movements are followed. Each minute is counted. Chapter 4. Physical conditioning before the sun rises. Every morning at basic military training is started earlier than sunrise. Physical conditioning of the trainees takes place. The classes involve running, calisthenics, and strength exercises that are aimed at developing endurance and resiliency. Close attention is paid to form, discipline, and teamwork, because every movement needs to be within the Air Force fitness standards. The back row has no hiding places, no half effort. The Cardio Interval Training Program, or CIT, is one of the fitness programs that the Air Force has implemented as an integral component of the fitness program. It involves a complete body exercise that can be performed without any equipments. The uniform PT uniform is compulsory when any physical fitness test or organized PT activities take place. The uniform is the PT uniform, which is made of moisture-wicking shirts and shorts. Upon graduation, the majority of trainees have decreased their run times by more than a minute and have surpassed minimum standards. It is not a by chance. It is the reward of weeks of pushing through exhaustion, seconds shaved off lap times, and the discovery that the body is capable of so much more than the mind itself considers. Chapter 5. The Gas Chamber Mask Confidence Training. The basic expeditionary airman skills training at the Mask Confidence Training Facility is one of the most difficult experiences experienced during the first month, commonly referred to as the gas chamber. This is a fundamental aspect of the chemical, biological, radiological, and nuclear defense course. It is not made to be easy. It is geared toward demonstrating that the equipment is operational and the trainee is able to operate under extreme stress. In week 4 of BMT, trainees are advised to wear protective masks and to make sure that the mask has a good seal before entering the chamber. After entering inside, a non-lethal chemical irritant is discharged. It is generally CS gas, like tear gas. Recruits are then induced to go through marching, checking equipment and basic task exercises as they cope with the stress and discomfort the gas causes. Their eyes water, their throats burn, their noses run, but they are not breakable. They cannot panic. The drill builds confidence, calmness, and skills when using protective equipment. It makes all airmen effective in dangerous situations. On completion, trainees will be well aware of CBRN defense guidelines and they will be able to remain alert even in the worst of circumstances. The first thing they are informed having left it? Keep calm. Do not put on your eyes. Allow the irritant to fade away. It is a moral of restrained panic, and it remains with them all the rest of their lives. Chapter 6. The uniform out with the old, in with the OCP. Basic military training might seem to be the same old thing to veterans, hard, drill, and as tough as ever before. But change is never ending. A new set of trainees are issued the Operational Camouflage Pattern, or OCP, as an alternative to the older Airman Battle Uniform. The Air Force embraced the OCP due to its enhanced fit, comfort, and strength. It is also in accordance with the uniform standard of the Army to improve the interoperability with joint forces. The PT uniform too has been updated. The new design will be designed to be more comfortable during vigorous exercise with moisture wicking and a more loose-fitting design. Airmen can dress up the PT uniform to suit the weather jackets in colder weather, shorts in warmer weather. This revision will not only ensure that the trainees can meet the requirements of BMT, but also prepare them to work with the rest of the branches when they are on real-life missions. An airman will wear the same uniform as the soldiers he or she will be sharing with. Chapter 7. The Weapons Learning the M16A2. On the Combat Arms Training Range, the instructors are teaching the trainees how to handle the M16A2 rifle. To a large number, this is the first time they are handling a gun. One of the stepping stones in their Air Force life. The training includes the principles of marksmanship, loading procedures, commands of fire, reloads, safety, safety, safety. Teachers stress the idea that the rifle is no toy, it is a tool, and the airman needs to be made a part of that instrument. The trainees are taught to raise the weapon to them and not to stoop down to the rifle. They are taught to load the weapon, activate the safety, and shoot in short controlled bursts. At the conclusion of the training, the rifle becomes part of their own body. This is when the training becomes a reality to many. It is not a classroom. It is no lecture. This is what they will be supposed to do in case they are called upon. Chapter 8. The details cleaning and inspection. The trainees are assigned to clear-cut cleaning tasks each evening and to ensure that the dorms are kept in the best condition possible to meet the rigid Air Force hygiene and appearance standards. Cleaning and cleaning tasks are rotated each day and include mopping, sweeping, wiping surfaces, and even disinfection of communal areas. All recruits are assigned a role. Fire guard, latrine detail, floor buffer. The accountability is strengthened by each of the roles. Each role matters. Beds are remade with precision. Pillows were arranged facing each other with the door and facing away with the door to ensure that in the early morning they are ready to inspect the door. Floors are spotless. Boots and shoes are stacked with their heels facing up, their toes facing out. The lockers are organized in a way that uniforms will be able to hang evenly. Folded products comply with precise sizes. All edges are even and flush. Each fact is examined. A finger is being run along a shelf by an MTI. In case it returns with dust, the whole flight suffers. The shirt is suspended at an angle. It is noted. Corrected. Noticed again tomorrow. It is not a question of cleanliness. It is concerning discipline. It concerns the attention to detail. It is the pride of spaces that the trainees refer to as their own during basic military training. Chapter 9. The culmination Pacer Forge. The Pacer Forge is a 36-hour deployment exercise which challenges the trainees to the limit. It is intended to challenge their performance under pressure, teamwork and discipline, and problem-solving in a simulated combat setting. Conducted in Week 6 of basic military training, this exercise is the last one before trainees graduate to the position of airmen. The trainees are put in a simulated setting at the primary Agile Combat Employment Range where they are required to undertake exercises that will culminate into their event. They set up defensive fighting positions. They form base defense with minimal training by the cadres. Then the cadres start to investigate their defenses, not to mention weaknesses, to enable the trainees observe with their own eyes what they had learned in the classroom to their lives in the real world. The MT-DIRTs mentor them by providing them with knowledge based on their respective careers deployments to different places all over the globe. However, at this point, the trainees are given the ability to think, act, and make decisions independently. This is a radical departure as compared to the previous years in the BMT training where trainees are just expected to do what they are told. At this stage, they are allowed to take their own decisions. They must consider the direction of such decisions. The role of the MTI is to make the trainees think critically to learn the intent of the mission to be able to execute it with precision. When they are subjected to real-life problems, high-stakes, stressful situations, they will be prepared. They are able to accomplish the mission. They are able to pull themselves up to the occasion. Chapter 10. The graduation becoming an airman. At Joint Base San Antonio-Lackland, 600 to 800 trainees undergo the Air Force basic military training every week. They have spent innumerable hours to make sure that all training goals are achieved. Over 245 hours of physical conditioning, discipline, and combat training lead up to this moment. The two-day graduation includes Airmen Run, a retreat ceremony, and a formal parade at the Finston Reception Center. Families all over the country come to see their family members be crowned the airmen. They are also part of the 35,000 recruits that graduate each year at JBSA Lackland. The change is apparent, not only in the drab uniforms or in the snappy salutes. It is in the eyes. The bent shoulders are missing. The doubt is substituted with trust. The civilians that came 8 weeks ago are no more. Instead of them, there are airmen. Air Force basic training does not set out to break people. It is made to put them back together. The haircuts, the gas chamber, the 4 a.m. wake-ups, the inspections, the Pacer Forge, all these features have their purpose. to deprive the civilian and to show the airmen below. It is not easy. It is not intended to be. The title is won, and when obtained, it is never forgotten. Thanks for watching. In case you liked this breakdown of Air Force basic training, hit like and subscribe to get more. And in comments, would you pass the gas cage? We shall see you next time.